enter that by speaking. I pray in tongues. I pray to a level, and I just know my it's going to be easy today. So yeah, so I that's my understanding of that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's correct. And I want you to know that what she said is true because I've been experiencing it. The more I study the Bible, the more my eyes are set like a flint. You know what a flint is? It's a very thin, not feather. It's called a flint. It's very thin. And if you look up the meaning of the word, you see it's just like a thin piece of, not thread, it's not fiber, it's almost like a thin piece of feather. And you can imagine what it means to focus on something that thin. So when the Bible says your eyes are set like a flint. So my eyes have been set like that, my whole being. And so I said, I need to be in the spirit. So I went to Galatians 5:25 this morning. And I was very deliberate with my meditation from yesterday morning because I don't know if I said it here, but somebody gave me 50,000 naira, a friend of my brother's who stayed a few days. And he said, "Oh, I haven't given you money for that, for mom's burial." I thought, since when? But after he gave it to me and I put it down, I counted it, I found out, I said, then it clicked. I said, why am I getting 50,000 naira? No, no, no. It's 1 million a day in naira. I said, no, 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 no. So I started thinking about it. I said, I have not got 950,000 naira. Why? That is what's missing. I said, what happened? And like she said, or like Joseph Selman said in the previous video, you cannot, your mindset, he kept saying mindset. And I am sure it's a fuller video where he probably teaches how to get that kind of mindset. But I only focus on the thought set part that will set your mind the way you want it so that you will be in the same place, the same zone, the same vortex, the same realm, spirit realm as what your desire is. And so I realized that I was at a 50,000 naira realm. The rest of the 950K, I wasn't there. And so when I checked, I realized that's true. That in the morning, I've said it. In the morning, I've meditated. And in the morning, I've seen it, but I was not living there. Like Gini Kachi reminded Radike, LIVE, live there. There, I've got the same, yes, it was a powerful video, Dr. Julia. I've got the same question from a few of you, and Radike was the last person to ask it. I believe for this, why hasn't it come? Salas has asked this, Redick has asked it. I think almost everyone has asked, like, why hasn't it come? I wanted it by the 6th of July. Why hasn't it come? It's not, that's not the point. The fact that it hasn't come on 6th of July is you are not aligned. Period. You wanted it by the 6th of July. You're not, you don't want to know how many things I've asked for over the years. And I wasn't aligned. And I just used to get angry because I didn't understand that alignment thing, that being in the same place. Um, with the desire of what you want, and you exude a certain energy, 1 million naira per day energy. That's what Abraham Hicks, that's not her name, it's her husband's name, but she calls herself Abraham Hicks, and her name is Esther. But then she said, "Oh, Esther likes that," as if Esther is not her. Everybody gets this thing differently. So don't argue over semantics. When I first of all got into this, I used to run away. I went right in the opposite direction. What are they saying? Vortex. And I'm born again. If they are not saying Jesus, it doesn't mean if they are not saying God. Oh, so dumb, and it's limited understanding. But we are grateful that we are where we are today and we have better understanding. And so every time somebody says vortex, and I always say vortex is something that's going round and around and you're not in control. I said, stop it. So I decided to take control of that since I'm the only one who can create what I want. Nobody else can. Absolutely nobody else can. Does anyone have any questions on that? We'll go to Joshua Selman's video if we can. Otherwise, we are really truly in chapter 3 and I need to stick to it. Okay. So did anybody read it, by the way? Just show me your electronic hand. And if you didn't, don't put your hand up. Once you don't show me your electronic hand. Thank you, Dr. Julia. Two people, Dr. Tiba. Yeah, once okay, Kenny Kachi.
Yeah, I did. I did as well.
Zero Ink is saying she did. So the rest of you, I presume you did not read it. Tega read it. Okay, Dr. Louisa, yo, Radeke read it. So we are missing Silas. Okay, Silas' hand is up. Radeke said, Pastor, there was a confusion on the earth, but Holy Spirit brooded until there was an alignment, and the creations had no chance than to say. Precisely. So only one person didn't read it, Adela Tiba. And I guess that's because we are not really, well, maybe
She
you're
read
not,
it now.
oh, she did. Let us speak
She
for
did,
herself
yes.
now. Hey, just my wife at home. Let us say it. Let us say that herself.
I made sure she read it. That's why. Oh.
Husband.
Three times. Oh, we read it
Uh,
3 times.
oh, wow. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for reading it. So I'm just going to touch a few things. And just for you to understand that you can put your hands down. I can put them down for you. Okay, thank you so much. So you understand that you can make yourself sick. Anywhere you know where you are working or you are just thinking. Some of us can think our way to heaven. Honestly. We're just constantly thinking. This has to be done. You're making yourself sick. I've concluded that God created us for the soft life, the baby girl soft life and the baby boy soft life. If you like, don't take it. It's your choice. If you just want to be giddy, if that's what you believe, it's fine. You believe you must. Faith without works is dead. If you don't work, you should not eat. If that's your understanding, fly with it. I don't mind, but it's not mine. I will not have given birth to my children just to make them suffer. Ensure that they suffer. I want them to have peace. So I see God as my daddy, and He wants me, oh my gosh, and He wants me to have peace. Bear with me a second. I've just seen something on my clothes. Hold on, please. So I had a great meal, and some of it was on my top attire. I didn't see that. Anyway, so make sure you do the work of going mining for the gold on your mind. Don't do it once. Like she said, once you are in the vortex or in the spirit, stay there and practice going there. It's a different place. It's not in the natural physical plane. So at the beginning, you might be like, because many of us are on the periphery. We're kind of, no, let's not go into the mine. You see how dark it is. It's deep. Oh, what if we get stuck there and we die there and they come and find us, we are skeletons? Just stay in the spirit. So the reason you should is I realized and I wrote it down today that we are spirit beings, not human beings. We are spirit beings because I don't think the word human being occurs in scripture, but maybe it does. We are spirit beings created by God because Genesis 1:26 says God created he them. We are spirit beings created by God, which is housed in a body formed by God. Because in Genesis 2 it says, and he formed man from the dust of the ground. That's why we know he is the flesh he's referring to. In a body. So we are spirit beings created by God, which is housed in a body formed by God, which is made viable through breath given by God because he breathed into man. So that told me that the body is not alive without breath. So I was with my mom till she breathed her last. So when she stopped breathing, at this I thought, okay, she's gone. And there was a nurse that kept coming, a friend of my brother's. And so she kept coming. So she was there. She had told me a few days before, so she does not go into rigor mortis, I should close her mouth, put her arms beside her, straight beside her, and, just keep her covered. So I did that immediately. I closed her mouth. When I saw, okay, you're not breathing again, and I put her arms beside her. And she breathed twice again. And she patted her mouth and she breathed twice. And then she just went, you could see everything just go, her body just like that, just chilling out. That was when I knew, okay, you are definitely gone. Not that she moved her arms, but she moved her mouth. So I closed it again and held it there till her lips, it was held shut. So you don't have life without breath. And since God breathed into us, what we call, he became a living soul. Since God breathed into us, every time you breathe in and out, you're breathing God. That's life of the flesh. But remember that without being able to move, if you're not breathing, then you can't move anything. You can't go to your bank app and do anything. You can't talk to anybody. That body is now going back to dust. But whatever the body does, which is limited by being flesh, ẹran ara in Yoruba, meaning the meat. Ẹran literally means meat. So this is just meat. Just remember that your spirit is housed by this body. My spirit is inside and it's invisible, so we can't see. So when the Bible says in Galatians 5:25, if you live, he says if, you don't have to. If you live in the spirit, walk also in the spirit. So if you are alive in the spirit, that's one of the words that was used. If you are alive in the spirit, walk also is a military term. Be disciplined about it in the spirit. So it's not enough to say I'm alive in the spirit realm, which is invisible. And that's how people levitate. That's how people move things, and because they believe in that. Like Joshua Selman said, he said, your belief system is a function. He said your belief system and your mindset. And you heard him. I don't know if you've all noticed, you've been following him for a few years. Before I came to live in Nigeria, I'd been following him. I was excited when I found him. I thought, yeah, this guy is speaking my language, spiritual things, blah, blah. But now he's gradually moving. He moved then to business, how to run business. Now he's talking about thinking without saying thinking often, but he's doing mindset. I've been noticing for some months and maybe about a year or so, like, he's preaching different. He's preaching different. He's speaking the language I understand. So remember that. So I was practicing that today. Yes, your belief system is your contribution to your success or failure. So you can't blame anybody. You can't say it was because this happened. It's you. And how do you form a belief system? It starts with a thought. Because when you have a thought, then you have, please write it down. Your thoughts create your feelings. So somebody slaps you or slaps me, and I think, that hurts. So and how could you slap me? So anger, disgust, all those feelings will show up in my body based on how I respond to that slap. And then that feeling creates an attitude in me, like, I'm going to get you back. I'm going to do this. So it's thought, feeling, attitude. After attitude, there's one just before belief system. Okay, is it belief system? Thought, feelings, attitude, belief system, then perception. So once you have this attitude, which came all the way from your thoughts, why are you behaving like that to him? Because he slapped me. What kind of person does he think he is? So you have this attitude. And next time somebody slaps you, you're going to have the same attitude. So you have now formed a belief system. that, oh, because this person did this to me, that means I'm going to behave like this. It doesn't follow that you should behave like that. You can decide, you slap me, but I still love you. See you tomorrow. And I'm gone. Usually I'm gone, so I don't slap you back. And I don't need to stay in that space to keep me okay. Uh, sorry? Okay. All right. So remember that the spirit is Chika, I saw that the spirit man is inside your body and is invisible. So the spirit realm is invisible. It's true. Romans 8:5, or is it 6? To be spiritually minded. That's how your mind should be. So you cannot be spiritually minded if you don't think spiritually. Thinking spiritually is thinking scripture. That's all I know. I'm sure there are other things, but that's what I know. And that's how to think right, meaning righteously. So if you don't say righteous, just say right. The truth, the scriptures is truth. And in the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. I am the way, the truth. The same man, that's the word in the beginning, and the word is the wisdom, the same person. So he's talking about a personification of truth. So once I am thinking on truth, I'm thinking right, I'm thinking righteously, it doesn't mean people believe in it or they agree. That's not the point. It is your belief system, not somebody else's belief system for you. And it is not hard, because I find that's where people kind of miss it. It's not hard. I would like Silas to share a testimony. So Silas is the last day of the 5-day manifestation of money or increase your income or whatever. Something happened, and the more I thought about it, I thought, oh, because like me, he got what part of what he wanted, but not the height of what he wanted. So would you share with us, Silas, what happened with your sister, remember? I'm assuming you are there, Silas. Okay, I'm assuming he's not there. So what? And I've said, if you're going to be there, be there. Don't sign in and, oh, you are there. Answer us now. It took you ages. We can't hear you if you're talking.
Okay, no, sorry, it was connected to my Bluetooth, so I was not. All right, it happened. I think it was on the second day. So, um, my sister called early in the morning and she said there's a certain amount that wanted to be transferred to our account. I don't know if I should mention the amount.
Yeah, I don't know why people do that.
But
Mention the amount. Warren Buffett is is a $4 billion
all right, so
guy. Mention it. I don't know why
yes,
people do that. I gave out 20,000 million naira. Big deal. Mention it.
so she said it was 1 million, and she had a problem with her account, and if my account can carry it, and I told her it's not a problem, that yeah, my account can carry it, and she sent my account number to the person, and the person sent the money to me. Then she told me that what's going to happen is I should send parts of the money. I should send like 900,000 to her, and then I should keep the 100, just like that. And I was surprised. No, not surprised. I was happy, but then it it was unexpected. That was it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And then he said to me, I'm happy, but then this is less than what I'm expecting. Or rather, less
Exactly,
than,
exactly.
yeah. And he said, or rather, less than who I'm becoming. I'll keep meditating. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't know who would, if somebody said, tomorrow, you never know. Somebody just put 1 million in your account and give you 100,000. You look at me, yeah, sure, sure. We don't think like that. And because he was already in the vibration of increasing income, having extra money, doing these 5 days with me, because he was the only one who signed up for it in the men's group. He signed up for it, paid 10,000 naira. That's all I asked for. And he got, how much did you get now? 100,000. So he got 900 and
Yes,
no
ma'am.
90, you got 90,000 naira for 10,000 naira investment. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah. For 10,000 naira investment, he got 90,000. He was the only one. Nobody even answered. Nobody. So I said, oh, I'm canceling this. And nobody wants it. And he came in late and he said, oh, please, can this be resurrected? I want to do it. I said, yes, it's thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah. So like I've told you before, you know when people are already in the zone. Because there was just the way he was typing. I said, has this guy been into this life, this quantum leap kind of life, this thinking, this spiritual thing kind of life? On his if you go to Silas's uh yeah, if you go to his profile on WhatsApp, what's written on it is beyond imagination. I'm still meditating on it, like beyond imagination. But he's right, because God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can think, ask, or even imagine. So you just expecting only what you've asked for is actually still small. It's still small, because God is able to do exceeding abundantly above. God doesn't stop at the limit of your ask. That's why now it's no longer $1 billion or a billionaire or whatever. It's abundance dollars, abundance pounds for me, because I want to get my mind used to abundance. I'm not limited to, I want a house, I want a car. I want abundance. And he promised abundant life, which is every area of your life, not just money, not just cars, not just houses. I remember anyway, I've been told I'm not allowed to say that, so I won't say. So let's look at a bit of chapter 3. The body, the first line, the body is the servant of the mind. So you can talk to your body. So take heed what you hear. I remember I used to be afraid of cancer. I used to think I'll get cancer. Guess what? I would have got it. Because people my age were just dropping like flies around me, dying, especially in UK where I was. Everybody. Then I started hearing that people get cancer in Nigeria. How? With the kind of food we eat. It was when I got here, I said, oh, you people are becoming white. You're eating all this powder stuff in packets and tins. Make your own food. Stop buying all this. They food poison in it and they don't care. They have. If an orange can last months and months, then it's not normal. They've injected it with whatever. And if you live in the States, or if you live in UK or Australia, all those places where they can't grow their stuff, of course they've injected it and they've, if it's grown, it's been modified somehow. So I'm very strict on that. Not that I won't buy packets and I just baked a chocolate cake from the packet, but I'd rather make my own. But I need to have, I will blend oats to get my flour and I will make oats pancakes. You just need to, I just cooked ugu stew soup and okra with ogbono. I'd rather do that than be eating all this packet. It's easy, but it's leaving all this residue. I'd rather get my own fruits, grow my own fruits that are not modified. Okay, so the body is the servant of the mind. If you are thinking, oh, I don't want to be spending time in the kitchen, I was in the kitchen from 12 something till 5 o'clock. And of course, I was taking my time. I was watching something on my phone, had my AirPods in. Winifred is writing. Okay, I had my AirPods in. You do whatever you want to do, live the life you want to live, but don't complain about it later. There are enough examples around us of people who have done that. Smoke all you want, drink all you want to stupor. It's not a problem, but cause effect. Anxiety quickly demoralizes the whole body and lays it open to the entrance of disease. Why? Because your body is not made for disease. My iPhone resets and I cannot access Zoom. My sincere apologies. I'm still working to restore its functionality. That's from Winifred. Can somebody please? Oh, she can't access Zoom. Okay. She's seen the link, but she can't access Zoom. All right, cool. Gotcha. All right. So And as one of my clients said, she was diagnosed with anxiety. To me, she seemed to say it like it's a badge. And I thought, no, auntie. So I said, let's Google what anxiety does to your body. We Googled. The only hormone it produces is cortisol. Do you know how poisonous that hormone is? That protein, that's all. And then it's a stress. It produces stress in your body. And then, so if any part of your body is not working right, it's your thinking that's causing, because anxiety is a thought, fear is a thought, doubt is a thought, faith is a thought. They're all intangibles. You can't hold them. You can't, oh, I'm holding faith. And it changes 14,000 proteins in your body that will hurt you. It causes headaches, high blood pressure, and it's not like you're anxious right now and there's high blood pressure. No, that's not what kills people. It's over a period of time that it continues doing that to you, continues doing that to you. And if you do not understand and believe that, yes, stress hormone, that's cortisol. Thank you, Dr. Julia. And if you do not believe that you are God, once a disease comes one way, you start shaking and quaking. It is going to take me out. You can actually say, no, you're not taking me out. You can actually believe it. When a carnal thought comes to me and it's like, oh, this can't happen for you, I say, I am God. And immediately I get a picture of God saying this, that, and the other, and it happens. I say, that's exactly. Then I remember the feather and the books. I say, there were no books, but it was causing a reaction in my physical body through thought. I said, okay, that's fine. That's exactly what has happened. When I'm thinking, oh, I will not be able to do this, I say, no, everything is actually done. I'm not calling it. It's done. It can't defy me. It cannot, because of the laws God has put on the earth. Another one is thought is the fount of action, life, and manifestation. Make the fountain pure, and all will be pure. Work at this. Carry on doing this stuff. Don't do it once and be saying, hey, it didn't happen. Don't do that. Keep at it. Don't stop. Do not be afraid. Keep going. Stick to it. As I walked out of my room this late morning, I put myself in the vortex, in that spirit realm. And I'd done this before, but I was a bit afraid because I thought, am I walking on air? Because I was actually coming down the stairs a couple of months back and I said, oof, this is like, ooh, weird. So I kind of moved back from it. I said, no, Kemi, I'm sick of seeing what I want and it does not materialize instantly. I am sick of it. I don't want it to materialize tomorrow. I want it now. I want a phone call tonight. I want it to appear in my account now. I want someone to come and say, we sorted everything out for you. We are doing it now. I remember I was meditating about 3, 4, 5 years ago before I got here, maybe 6 years ago. And as I was meditating, I saw a whole movie. An Australian company called me and said they'd heard about me and that they want me to come to Australia. They'll fly me down, they'll put me in a hotel, and they want me to sit with their board because they are the leading, whatever the industry they were in. But now they are no longer the leaders in that industry, and they know it has to do with the way they think at board level, and it's sinking their business. So they need me to come and sit with the board and change things in 7 days for them. And they said, how much do you want? I said 1.5 million pounds. And they said, okay, they're going to put half of the money or 1 million in my account. As soon as I see it, I should acknowledge it. And then they'll set the flight for me to go. Do you know what Kemi did? I thought, whew, as in everything in the short meditation time, I've never forgotten because I know it will happen. But I've not put myself in that place yet. So I said, you know what Kemi did in real life when she finished? She opened her eyes, said, yeah. Whoa, I said, so maybe there's somebody on LinkedIn. So I typed it. I said, somebody was a post, something about, and if anybody knows any organization in Australia who needs this situation, blah, 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 blah. And I just saw it God told me, a few people responded, they were all Christians, and one particular lady said, it will happen. They will find you. They will find you, just as you saw. And I believe it, but I have not been there. I have not stayed there as I should have in terms of meditation. After a while, I just thought, maybe I'm seeing things. But it's not true with the understanding I have now. Oh, yeah, I won't be surprised if it happens suddenly. So when you begin to think of billions of billions of dollars or whatever your currency, remember that you're still limiting yourself. It should be abundance dollars, abundance pounds, abundance naira, so that the door is just open. It's just wide open. Anything can happen at any time. The important thing is you believe you have received, not it is coming. So anytime your thought goes to is coming, I believe I have received. And then you remember that ye are gods, and God was not saying, let there be light, and you're, and God was saying, it hasn't come, okay. Hey, light, come, hurry up. Imagine God doing that. So you are not doing that either, because you have it already. In fact, you are abundance. I think I said in the voice note, you are abundant. So it's not something that you are waiting for. It is you create it. That's why I've been saying to so many people, you've got to start with who you are. Know who you are. That's why I keep saying, yeah, God, yeah, God. Know who you are. Know who you are. It does not matter what everybody else is saying. Know who you are. Even losing weight, know who you are. When I put on weight, my fingers get fat. They just get fat. So I was noticing that, you are eating. Do you know? I started seeing myself slim. I started seeing my body, the fat on my body burning. I started losing weight. I was not doing anything extra. At first I thought, what? Then I stopped and I put it back on. I said, it's like that? But it is, because there were no books on your hand and you could feel it. A thought creates your body, how you want it to be. And until that belief is visceral, as in it goes into the nucleus of your cells, you believe it at that level, forget it. It will never happen. And you say it doesn't work, Joe. Okay, you are right. It doesn't work. You can't be wrong, because it's your belief. Clean thoughts make clean habits. If you would protect your body, guard your mind. If you would renew your body, beautify your mind. Thoughts of malice, envy, disappointment, despondency rob the body of its health and grace. I tell you, we were created for this soft life. I believe God created this body for this soft life. Seriously. No wahala, no chilled. But because of how we've been taught, we haven't done anything today, money hasn't come. Stop it. Stop it. Yes, you know, Dr. Julia. The free admittance into the mind of thoughts of joy and goodwill and serenity. It says, that's a long sentence. You notice James Allen writes long sentences. As you cannot have a sweet and wholesome abode unless you admit the air and sunshine freely into your rooms. So a strong body and a bright, happy, or serene countenance can only result from the free admittance into the mind of thoughts of joy and goodwill and serenity. Next time you're upset with somebody, just say out loud to yourself, however you want to do it, that's a nice person. That's a very kind human being. That's a lovely person. Honestly, makes a big difference. So it makes a big difference. Let me pause. You just never know when what you believe is going to switch. It's not about the timing of the switching. It is that it has switched because you believe when you pray, believe you have received. That is what's important. That belief system that works at that level. Not the one that says, when I go and coach this person, and when I go and coach, and when I do this and do this, then everything, I will get everything I want. No. You have everything you want because you are abundant out of the can I not be listening? Hey, Dr. Louisa, thanks so much for sharing. Oh, you guys are cool. You're most welcome. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And then I retraced it. I said the heart. Oh, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So the thoughts become the words that are in your heart. Then out of your heart you speak. That's all it means. I believe that's Matthew 12:24. And it says that, and then when you go into the 30s verses, it says that you cannot good water, is it clean water, cannot come from sweet water, cannot come from a bitter fountain. It can't. So you're a personification of. So what you all want to practice is keep practicing this thing. You think it doesn't happen to me too? Hey, how many times am I bombarded? But like Abraham Hicks said, the video we just listened to, she said, I promise you, you'll be 10%, but it's the practice. You'll be 10%, it will be 10% easier than it was yesterday to flow in that realm. It will be. It will get easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. The more you do it, the more you do it. So if I say meditate 5 times a day, don't play. If I say do it 10 times a day, don't play. Set your alarm, don't joke. Every time you do it, it gets easier. The first time you go down the mine shaft to where the gold is in a mine, it's hard, it's different, it's scary. It's all kinds of things. You meet all kinds of loose bricks, whatever, till then. But every time you go, it gets better and better and better. Every time you don't go, you shut down the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for creation, creativity. You just shut it down. It can't work again. And that's because of what one is thinking. So don't accept that. Oh, I might die of this. Is in my lineage. Pardon? You need to get that book, The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. And I've told you it's online. Yeah? It's where is this is okay. It's the whole book is online. It's very, yep, you can see it. Biology of Belief, full audio book. He's a medical doctor, married twice. There it is. Married twice.
With Global, you order anything you want, and when you receive it, you celebrate it dancing. Order Global and we'll deliver in minutes.
Running a business in Nigeria is hard.
It's not
but
hard.
Getting capital for it can be easier with Fair Money Loan.
Okay, any way you want to do it. And it's a
The
lady.
Biology of Belief.
Already.
Unleashing the Power of Consciousness, Matter, and Miracles by Bruce H. Lipton, PhD. Prologue. If you could be anybody, who would you be? I used to spend an inordinate amount of time pondering that question. I was obsessed with the fantasy of changing my identity because I wanted to be anybody but me. I had a good career as a cell biologist and a medical school professor, but that didn't make up for the fact that my personal life was, at best, a shambles. The harder I tried to find happiness and satisfaction in my personal life, the more dissatisfied and unhappy I became. In my reflective moments, I resolved to surrender to my unhappy life. I decided that fate had dealt me a bad hand, and I should simply quit. I should simply accept it. Que sera, sera. In the fall of 1985, my depressed, fatalistic attitude changed in one transformational moment. I had resigned my tenure position at the University of Wisconsin's School of Medicine. It was teaching at an offshore medical college in the Caribbean. Because the school was so far from the academic mainstream, I had the opportunity to think outside the rigid parameters of belief that prevailed in the conventional academia. Far from the ivory towers, isolated on an emerald island in the deep azure Caribbean Sea, I experienced a scientific epiphany that shattered my beliefs about the nature of life. My life-changing moment occurred while I was reviewing my research on the mechanisms by which cells control the physiology and behavior. Suddenly, I realized that a cell's life is controlled by the physical and energetic environment and not by the genes. Genes are simply molecular blueprints used in the construction of cells, tissues, and organs. The environment serves as the contractor who reads and engages those genetic blueprints and is ultimately responsible for the character of a cell's life. It is a single cell's awareness of the environment, not its genes, that sets into motion the mechanisms of life. As a cell biologist, I knew that my insights had powerful ramifications for my life and the lives of all human beings. I was actually aware that each of us is made up of approximately 50 trillion single cells. I had devoted my professional life to better understanding single cells because I knew then and know now that the better we understand single cells, the better we can understand the community of cells that comprises each human body, and that if single cells are controlled by their awareness of the environment, so too are we trillion-celled human beings. Just like a single cell, the character of our lives is determined not by our genes, but by our responses to the environmental signals that propel life. On the one hand, my new understanding of the nature of life was a jolt. For close to 2 decades, I had been programming by
I'm going to have to write something in because I'm recording this. I'm going to have to write something in when I upload it that I am not the author of the 2 videos. I should have remembered that and not recorded it because whatchamacallit can shut it down. YouTube can shut it down. So far, they have never shut anything down, but I'm going to write it anyway. I need to record to do that. So you can see he was a cell biologist. He does not know Jesus like you and I do. So you hear him saying Jesus, Jesus, but he said he has never had a better life. He doesn't use medication. How old is oh, Victor is calling. I'm going to have to cut that call. How old is Mr. Bruce Lipton? He's all over, by the way. If you type Bruce and Lipton, like Lipton, T-L-I-P-T-O-N, he's all over. Many people have interviewed him. So you can listen to the shortest interview. Just type in Bruce Lipton. Listen to the shortest interview. That's what I do when I want to learn something new. I start with shortest 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Then I go on and on and on and on and on. So I think that's me done with chapter 3. Does anyone have anything to add to chapter 3? He says there is no physician like cheerful thought for dissipating the ills of the body. And so that's why I laugh a lot. Because I remember I had this thinking that, oh, what if my daughter doesn't, oh, what if she's like this for the next 3 months, 5 months, 6 months? You just don't know when. Live in your belief. Be and live it. That's what belief stands for. So yes, any comments, anything to add?
May I share something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Or whatever time zone you're in. Hello. So yesterday, it's not exactly an insight or something, but it's something that happened to me yesterday. So yesterday I was out. I was at I was outside Sha, and I couldn't access a a proper restroom, right? Because where I was at, I was expecting certain people. It's like an assessment, and I wasn't about to leave there just because I was having runny stomach, sha. So that's how the story went. And I was torn. I just kept hearing Coach Kemi in my head. I just kept hearing that in my head going, so is that why you want to start having a pity party in your mind? Because all of a sudden you have this runny stomach and it's not very convenient and all of that. So in my mind, but one part of my mind was like, oh goodness, but this is so annoying. I've already had a long week. I don't need this to happen. Hey, I was already feeling bad and annoyed. And usually I'm on top of thoughts like that, but at some point I had to rein myself in and ask myself, so Chika, you're either going to have to choose between feeling sorry for yourself and giving in to whatever this mess is, or you can think yourself out of this sorry situation because it's not even helping you, it's not serving you. And after that, I just had to admit to myself that, okay, if I'm being serious, if I'm actually really serious about this, I can actually think my way out of this. But I just wanted, I just wanted the validation of being, oh, she's sick, she's not feeling well. And every 2 minutes or so, I'd look up to see if anybody was even looking in my direction to ask me, oh, have you taken drugs? I would not be like, yes, I'm taking, but it's taking so long to work and everything. And yes, I ended up taking the drugs and eventually it stopped. But it made me realize, I think it's progress that at least I admitted and I knew in my spirit that I had the power to do it if I so chose. But I just didn't choose to do. I didn't choose to do it, but I knew I could have, but I chose not to. And that's, I think that's progress actually.
Yay! It is. It is. Don't be hard on yourself. It is. A client said to me after her session, oh my God, yesterday, I have so much to unpack, so much to offload. I need to change my thinking. There is a lot. Immediately, I was just seeing overwhelmed, stress, a lot, a lot. I said, no, no, no. So when she finished, I said, may I say something? But I didn't know how to change it. I didn't know what I was going to say. I just knew that was like heavy. We'll have a lot of work to do. Yes, I'm going to work with you on this. I said, okay, okay. I said, but please don't start with you have a lot to do. No, don't do that. I said, you remember, and then the answer came. Remember, you have the mind of Christ. That was it. She said, yes, yes, that thing you've said. It is the change I need. That is perfect. In fact, I've just gone, oh, I feel better now. It's not so heavy. So the more you read the truth, the better. Read the truth. Immerse yourself in the truth. Don't play. Don't let it just be there. All this, read the Bible in 1 year, that's not the point. We used to think it was cool. Forget it. It's not cool. It's not cool. Oh, I read the Bible 1 year. I read the Bible. I thought it was cool. I read it in 90 days. Hey, shush. You ain't thinking on it, forget it. If you're thinking on it, we're good to go. You're not thinking on it, forget it. So any additions? Welcome, Victor. Any additions? Anything else to add? Any questions? And you can see the answer to I didn't get it now. I'm wondering why this has not happened. Blah, 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 blah. You have to keep working at it. You will always get what you desire as long as your thinking is at the same level as what you desire. It's a law. It will happen. I remember when Joshua Selman said in that video I sent to you, oh, Apostle Joshua, I saw a grave. You are going to die. He said, you better close that grave because I can't die. He said with scripture and he was just quoting, he was just taking off. He that is above all. He's that's his belief. So it doesn't matter if 1,000 falls here and 10,000 fall there, it will not come near him. People are talking in Nigeria right now. Everything is expensive. Everything is so high. Oh, we don't have money for this. They will not have money because they keep saying so. That's what they believe. And as I was listening, I said, no, me. And then it clicked. I said, somebody just paid me 1 million naira. Wait a minute. In this, I said, this thing can't happen to me. It can't happen to me. It can't. And they're still sending me clients. I said, me, I'm chilled out. I can't live according to the economy of any nation. It's not possible because that's physical. But if you believe it and you go shopping with the cap in hand, you know the onions, they used to be this amount. I bought onions this much for like 3,000. It was so much. And I got two. And it just dawned on me. I said, wait. I said to my brother, actually, it's cheaper to purchase online than to go to a superstore to purchase because the overheads are a lot more for the superstores. But the guys that are pay the deliver, it's amazing because I know what the prices are out there. So, oh wow, nice. So that's what I did. I just order online and it saves me the wahala of going shopping, coming and go. I just order online. I'm done. But if you live according to any economy, you're not living abundance. Remember, you are abundance, not abundant, abundance. It's in you. So that's all that can flow out of you. Yes, Dr. Atiba.
Thank you, Ma. As always, I was telling my wife that, this is like one of the best things that's happened to me. Now I understand. So for years, I was trying to crack the code of why people, why some of the people who in the same industry, why they actually have, they when they say something, the same thing we're talking about, when they say it is more full, there's depth to it, there's a kind of force behind what they're saying. And you're wondering, what's so extra about these people? What is this thing? Is it not the same revelation? It's not the same thing. Now I understand it is the force of thought. It is the level of thought that they're operating from, the frequency that they're operating from. You know, because bless you, ma. Because when you speak these things, I mean, I literally seen change in my life since I joined, as a man thinketh. I have this book, but I have never gotten this kind of exposure. Somebody said something and it's powerful. That he said that there are the moment that we experience change in our lives, we are products of encounters, experiences, and of course relationships. When you meet people, that change your life, literally just changes everything. So I believe, that it's not a coincidence that we met. Honestly, that we met because this is powerful. This is really powerful. This is the reason why people can command more income, can live as if they are, they as if they're in a different nation, in the same nation. This is the reason why people are literally, enjoying divine health, if that's what we're going to call it. They're enjoying health as if there's no plague. John G. Lake,
Yeah.
he meditated on the scripture so much that his thinking frequency became high. He
Yes.
said to himself, anything that is not good will die if it touches my skin, my veil.
Yes, and it did.
And he did. Literally. He
Yes.
took the plague, they placed it on the skin, and
it
that
died.
thing died.
Are you playing?
Because he was like, no, he said that I'm immune to it. He literally, oh God. So I understand it now. It's becoming clearer. It's becoming clearer now. When you started talking, it just hit me. I had a picture in my spirit. I just entered a trance and I saw myself speaking to somebody that right now you are healed. You are healed. That thing that is wrong with you has died. And I just burst out into tongues because I saw that it is real. When we enter into the vortex that, we're talking about, that realm, the things change, literally change. I just saw it. So yes, this is it. This is it. This is great. And this is powerful. I can't wait. I can't wait to really, really, start really, really, really working in the reality of this. And to be candid, I've started it, but I feel like I'm just scratching the surface, and I'm looking forward to going really deeply into this and enjoying this. So thank you so much again. Thank you,
you. Thank you. I love the power with which you talk. Thank you, which you speak. Just know that you just have to keep going at it until it becomes a habit for you. It's not once and then you get irritated. It didn't happen. I've been waiting. Those are children who drink milk. We eat meat now, and sometimes, and it's not, you don't have to push through anything, because again, that speaks of an energy and a stress, and have to. Oh, I'm telling you, it's the soft life. Just chill, relax, labor to enter into his rest. It's the labor of thought. It's not the labor of hustle. The answers will come. Because in the realm of the spirit, all the answers are there. As long as you dwell there, you live in it, you walk in it, standard, everything will be there for you as you want it, as you desire it. When you get upset, stay there in the realm of the spirit. Shut your door, close your eyes. Say, we live here. We don't die here. We live here. We are not die, because when we die, we can't walk in the spirit. We live here. Are you playing? We are here. I'm telling you, it always helps me. I had even when I put my hand out and I remember and I say 9 books, instantly my arm becomes heavy. Instantly, I'm just thinking of what's and it's invisible. There is no physical weight in the hand. Yet, that means every time you have a thought, you have created standard. That one needs to sink so that any desire you have, just know as soon as you think it's here. It's there. And there's something on my mind that it comes and I say, no, not yet. But I'm going to mention, I'm going to keep mentioning it. That, just as you can think for yourself, you can think for a nation. You can think for a community. You can think for this community of people here, where you are thinking of the part that blesses my heart is thinking for a nation, how this country is going to be amazing because I am thinking nationally of the good, of how clean our roads are, how Nigeria Airways starts again, how the West is asking us to fly to their country, how other African nations are saying, what did you do? How did you overhaul Nigeria? I say it all the time. So there can be collective thinking. They have done an experiment twice. That if you notice that they got people from different countries, anyone who wanted to join it, and they were monitoring it on, I think, somewhere in the States. And what they got them to do is to think collectively of peace, world peace. That it was during that time is in the You Are the Placebo book, or is it You Are Becoming Supernatural? One of them. That it was Becoming Supernatural. That collective thought brought down the wall of China right there and then. Then something else, Russia stopped doing something. They said, and that there was peace across the world. Peace, I think that kind 1985. I said, it can work like that? Yes. And you don't need everybody. It's just a few people channeling the same energy of peace, peace, peace. This is not going to, and I do it by myself for this country. When I'm hearing, now the students want to riot on the 15th, everybody wants to close this, and people are jittery. That's a thought, that fear. Say, no, it can't happen. It's peace. And the strongest energy is love, not fear, not anguish, not pain, not hate. Those are the lowest vibrational energies of thought. The highest is love, compassion. Not surprising, because when they tested it, they saw that people who are thinking good, righteous, vibrated at a much higher level than people who are, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm anxious. It just went lower and lower and lower. There is actually a greed. This young black man, I've posted this young black man, one of his videos, and he put up a grid. Some of his GRID, some of it I don't agree that no, that one is not low. But of course, if you listen to his explanation, I'm sure it will make clear. So listen to different things. I guess that's what I should say. Don't just listen to one thing and say, oh, Coach Kemi said. It's not what Coach Kemi said. It's what you get, what you understand, what you tease out. We can all go into a gold mine. Is the gold we take that we got. But you can never get what you're looking for on the sidewalk. It will never happen. Or halfway down the mine. You've got to get to where it is. And whatever that takes, that I must switch. I remember I used to set alarms for like 2 a.m. So I'll get up and meditate. I will set another one for 4 a.m. I'll get up and meditate. When I wake up in the morning, meditate. Like this thing, you must happen. You must happen. When your face is like a flint, like this thing, It must happen. We are going somewhere. It must, in fact, it has happened. Not it must happen. It has happened. So don't give in, don't give up. Stay there. You are called for good. For good. You are called to win. You are created to win. You are not created to manage to, is your husband has money and you don't have money. You are created for beauty. Some people don't have everything on their head. They are meant to be rich. You are meant to be poor. They are meant to be rich. You are meant to be average. You know, it's your belief system. It's the way you are thinking. Those thoughts that have created your belief system and your perception. Those are the ones that are telling that you believe that, oh yeah, I'm just meant, I can't start a business. Oh, my own business cannot grow into a multi-billion-dollar business in 1 year. Oh, it can't. You know, I'm in Nigeria. When I hear that nonsensical, you know, I'm in Nigeria, I want to slap whoever says that. Like, hello, which part of Nigeria or which Nigeria do you live in? Because we are not cursed. The curse, causeless, shall not come. So when they curse you, you are standing giddy bada. What? Pardon, you can't, I can't die. I keep saying, I am fearless. Train the guns on me. I can't die. It's not my time. You can't do anything to me. And even when it's my time, it's not you that will take me out. Like Jesus said, he said, don't you know that I can call angels to come and deliver me from all of you? Don't use the sword on him. He took the air, he pasted it back. He said, don't do that. I can call. And I keep hearing someone say, you know, I'm not showing off. I'm not being arrogant. You don't have to say that. Think I'm arrogant. It doesn't really matter. I know I'm not being arrogant. But the thought of you thinking that I am being arrogant, rather than you sitting still and saying, how can this man be talking like this? When we know juju is here and this is here. You know why juju works on some people? Because the energy of the juju man is stronger than yours. Because you just go to sleep and you're drunk with sleep, snoring, when you should be meditating, or you should have, and it's okay to be drunk with sleep, but your belief system is such on such a low level, so yucky. Today I spoke to a young man. I invited him to a group to be their social media. He reached out to me a few years back, didn't know who he was, said, Ma, I've been listening to you on Facebook and I just want to serve you. These are my, you know, Chica, does that mean it? Does that sound familiar? I just want to work with you. And I wasn't used to it at
Yes,
the
yes,
time.
it does.
So
It does.
I was just like, why does somebody just want to work for me for free? I'm not used to that. And I was still in the UK then. I thought, who is this guy? So I said, how old are you? Who are you? He said, it's just what you do. It's changed my life. I just want to serve you. I said, okay, all right. What do you do? You know, digital marketing, whatever. Okay. So anyway, I introduced him to this group because they are digital marketer, had to go. But the leader, we are afraid. And that fear is killing us. And people are treating us like crap because we choose not to think differently. Because we don't know that when you're in that vortex, that realm, everything is as you want it. Not going to be, keep listening well, is as you want it. Okay, Zainab, it's good to have you here. Let's work on this more. Let's go deeper. Let's mine for the gold on our minds. Let's mine, M-I-N-E-M-I. Just mine for it. Don't stop till you hit gold. Don't ever stop. Yeah. Any questions? We're about to go. Imagination. I don't know how people get treated like trash in their places of employment. It really beats my imagination. Fear be destroyed right now. Sorry, Dr. Luisa. Always makes me laugh. Oh, yes, I'm mining deeper. Yes, fear be destroyed right now by fire. But for some people, even if you said and brimstone, it still won't go because fear is not going to leave you till you let go of it. This bottle is not going to go anywhere till I let go of it. That's how it is. You've got to let go of it. Otherwise, the fire will burn you and the fear because you are one. So don't allow that to happen to you. Alrighty, okay. Dr. Louisa. All right, okay.
Dr. Kemi, what happens with this issue of fear is that we practically need to consciously fight it. I remember speaking with somebody years ago. She makes a killer juice, fruit juice, and all those things. I mean, it's practically great. And she had the opportunity to become a millionaire through it. And I told her that time, register this, do this. And she was working with the civil service. And I told her to leave. Guess what? Everybody fought my counsel. Right now, you know what she's struggling with? She's struggling with balance. She's never home. Her children are suffering, paying for it. She's not around. She's sick. She's in fear. She lost her driver. Many things are happening at the same time. And I told her, I said, look, you know what? If you focus on this thing and you leave that, guess what? For a bit of pension that when you make the money, you can set automatic yourself. So I get it. It's something that we need to, and the society, they're not helping people around. Particularly in the side of the world, they believe so strongly in this pension thing, and that is keeping people under bondage. So until people can get into environments like this one that we're in, where their eyes of understanding are being enlightened, I don't think they will be free. That's the truth, because you'll be saying it, but they won't understand. They think, are you trying to destroy my future? In fact, can I be real with you? Some people told her that I'm her enemy for telling her. So these are how these things work, perception and everything. So we'll need to consciously fight it, So thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you for that. I just take issue with the word fight, because again, it comes across to me as I have to use energy for something. No, I don't have to fight fear, I believe. I just need to have faith. That's so much easier than, because where you put your attention, you put your energy. Fighting fear, I have to resist this. I have to, no. You are God. You don't fight fear. Fear is afraid of you. So when fear sees you, it goes here. Like you see somebody you don't want to greet, and you're both coming towards each other, and you look like till you walk past the person, like, oh, what nice sunset, so that you don't have to say hello. That is so funny. The number of times I've seen people do that to me, and I just keep my eyes on them, like they will look at me. Hello. It's later I realized, oh, they were avoiding me. That's how fear will avoid you. What you don't pay attention to, that means you don't feed it. That means it can't grow. It's not nourished. You can't leave anything that does not look like God alone. Remember Matthew 6, seek ye first the kingdom of God. There are other things you can seek. They are seeking you and you can seek them. But it doesn't talk about that. He says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, God's way of being and doing good. God's way of being, doing, and being right. That's what righteousness is. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. There is nothing, it doesn't say anything about bad things added to you. So don't focus on the ill, because ye are gods. There is no ill in God. The Holy Spirit dwells in you. That means you are holy, because Holy Spirit cannot dwell in unholy vessels. Let that one sink. Meditate on that. I'm holy. Holy means to be set apart, to be separate. Which fear? What is your name? Show me. I will show you my faith. It can't happen. Your shoulder will be straight, will be high. Like, oh, sure, oh yeah, come. And you will notice that there is a strength in you when you speak at that level. What wants to happen? My own will work this way. This is the way. And you will see it. and you will stand and you will stare. You say, I dare you. You can't try me. There is a power that you exude. To them gave he power to become sons of God. I've told you what that power means. I'm sure I have when you look in the concordance. Authority, influence. Which authority wants to stand against the authority of God? Tell me. But once you believe it can, it will. Because you're in control. So watch, control, and alter your thoughts. Don't just let it be. Ask a question of your every sentence. Ask a question of your every intention. Where did that come from? What thoughts? Is that thought right? Because our thoughts are so, our belief systems are so deeply embedded in us that we don't think. If you ask me how I know all these things, I can't tell you. I can't tell you where I read it. I can't tell you I ever read it. All I know is that these things just come. They come because I keep immersing myself in stuff. So understanding is there for the taking. It's just there. So the more you do it, the more you say, no, that thing you said can't work. Doesn't work like that. Let your life be easy. Chill. The soft life is not about money. It's abundance o'clock, abundance dollars, abundance pounds, abundance naira. It's not 100 million billion naira. You have limited yourself. So God is only limited to 100 billion. And then you stay there, live there. Come and see your life turn around. I just saw something for Victor now. I saw you meditating. You meditated day 1, day 2, day 3, on day 4. You got a phone call. You are screaming. In fact, you heard, let's say this is the phone. You held, well, I do have one here. So you held the phone, and then they said what they had to say to you. It was exactly what you are meditating on, exactly the kind of job, the kind of contract, the kind of money. It was on an international level. And then you looked at your phone. You said, yes, I am. Yes, this is your phone number. Yes. This is the address we have. Yes, that's correct. Okay, we're coming to deliver a dossier to you. We want you to come to this country. In the dossier will be your flight ticket, your this. Is there any day you cannot travel? Okay, just let us know. Just let us know. And so we'll book it for when you can travel. We'll actually like you to come to this part of the world. Is it possible for you to relocate immediately because we need you now? I say, well, I have a family. Yes, including your family. I have a little boy. He's school. We have jobs. We'll give you time to resign. They were not even asking you. And you had the conversation. And then you looked at it and they said, all right, we've got your address. And then you looked at the phone and they finished talking and you put the phone down. And then you are like, what just happened? I got it. I still behave like that to me. I'm a small girl. I'm a baby. When what I want happens, I'm like, what? It happened. I still do that, like, irony. Then I say, no. It's not irony, it's true. I see that for you, Victor. But it's based on you stay in that thing that you want. Morning, afternoon, night, in between morning and afternoon, in between afternoon and night. Yes, that's what you've been thinking, and that's what you will get. And another thing that will happen for everybody is you will notice that the gifts of the prophetic will become heightened in you. You will hear things, you will see things, you will know things. You aren't calling for it, but because you are vibrating in thought as God, what God knows, you begin to know. You have the mind of Christ. You don't have any less. So it's not that you be expecting prophecy. I don't expect it. It just happens for me. I know I have that gift, so I actively use it, blah blah blah. But I just see things. You just see, and they're always good. The soft life is the life of abundance. Benny, I don't have to fight to enjoy the soft life. I agree with you. I just have to accept it. Benny, you're talking. So true at prophetic. Oh, yes. Yes, so true. Yes, I noticed that things come to my mind when the next minute someone close to me. Yes. And you just be a superpower. And you better learn to practice this so you can live like this. Because in this world of AI, right? And how things are happening around the world. They say this war is going, because in the last days, wars, rumors of wars, stuff is going to be happening. But in Isaiah 61, it says that um people will come to the brightness of your arising. They will come to you. They will come with heavy laden with stuff. If you don't know how these things work, you'll be afraid like everybody else. Hey, they're coming. Look, they will go past your house. They will look directly at you and they will not see you. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Practice fearlessness, because God does not fear. Ye are gods. All right, let's end this now. I only carried on this long, Victor, because you are here with us. Otherwise, I would have rushed to end it. But this is a very special group of people for me, so I don't rush to end things with them. Thank you, everyone. You're most welcome, Kinikachi. I've been meaning to call you because I need to ask one singular question of you. But yes, please, if you're struggling with anything, I would be really upset if you are not calling me to tell me about it so we can fix it. It's just a thought, a tweak. I was speaking to somebody earlier today and she had an issue and I could see it. So I explained, I said, and she said, yeah. And she's been struggling with it and keeping quiet. Why? You can't be in this group and be struggling with anything at all. Absolutely nothing. I must know about it so we can fix it. Thank you, everyone. Louisa is calling me Coach K. You are really making me laugh today. Anyway, everyone, Adiola is always a beautiful thing to see. You and Dr. Louisa are alumni, and you're always here. It's just an honor always to have you here. Thank you so much. Does anybody want to hear Adiola's voice? Because she always speaks sense, innit? She always speaks sense. Adiola, I want to hear your voice, please.
What do you want me to say now?
Whatever says you have.
I'm just enjoying myself, really. Honestly, I was speaking to someone today, and she was like, hang out with me a little while longer. And I said to her, I said, there's no way I'm hanging out with you a little while longer. I'm going home. I have a webinar. She says, what webinar is this? I said, thinking, how to think.
Oops.
And she goes, what do you mean how to think? I said, okay, I'll get you a book. Read the book and then let's talk. So I left her there hanging.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. I like that. You're always just straight to the point. I say something, Adiola will say in 2 words. I will say it like in 15. I've concluded it's just that's. We are not blessed like some of you. We are blessed the other way.
Just for the sake of everybody else in the team, Kemi and I grew up together.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. Remember when you arrived
family
from England?
Friends. Yes.
You were family friends. And she was just this ajaba.
Was I?
And I remember okay, she just.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Yes, United States of US said, come on, girl. So I don't know why you always stay beyond the time, but hey, I'll put the recording up. I appreciate it. Beautiful things are happening in our lives. Don't say it is going to happen. It's a lie. It's happening. It's already happening in our lives. Stay strong. I am honored, Dr. Louisa, that you keep staying. Anybody with DR after their name, in fact, anybody that's outside Nigeria, in fact, even the people that are in Nigeria, you think if I was me, I won't listen to me this much. But when I listen to my recordings because I'm like, hey, I said that. Oh my gosh. I love the fact that I'm inspired by my own recordings. So hey, all is well. Adiola Atiba is back in the room. Thank you so much, Adiola, for being here. When she gets in, I guess she will hear what I've said. Thank you for being here, everybody. Stay strong. And can I share something? Yes, Dr. Louisa.
Just to encourage everyone. Hello, everyone. Hi. Oh my God. Coach Kemi, could you allow me to sound serious for a minute? Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Louisa.
Okay.
I just wanted to share something just to encourage us because sometimes when we think about thinking, it might seem like it's such a long process, but you can actually do it on the spot. Something happened to me. I was dropping my daughter, going back to school. And, of course, we had to pray before going to the airport. And my husband has a way of praying for so long. And so we we ended up started going and we're running late. And my daughter said, "Oh, we have to drive really fast. I'm going to miss my flight." And I said, "Calm down. You're not going to miss your flight. I'm right here. I'm not going to miss your flight." She's like, "Mom, but look at the time." I said, "Calm down." So we got to the airport and it was like a flea market. Like it was so full. And so I said to my daughter, "Oh, something is backing up. Is that from me?" There's a backup. Okay. So I said to my daughter, "Just follow me." And I went straight to the business class line. And my daughter said, "Mom, no, they're gonna kick us out. My ticket is an economy." I said, "Can you keep quiet for a minute? And we need to get you in." But in that 2 minutes, I just saw myself. I gave myself a minute to think in the car, and I saw myself that we were able to get my daughter in, and she was seated and she made the flight. Like it was close to impossible.
Wow.
And as soon as I walked in front of the aisle, the lady said, "Oh, come on in, come on." And she checked her in. And she was shocked. She took us before, at least up to 100 people.
Wow. And she
And
could
my
see
daughter
on the
just couldn't
ticket
understand.
that she's
Yes,
economy. She could see she's
exactly.
economy, and that was the
She could
business
see
class.
it. She got her in, she checked her in, she took her luggage, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, it's so great to have you. You're going to have an amazing flight." I said, "Of course she will." I was laughing in my mind. And my daughter said, "Mom, how did that just happen?" I said, "Keep quiet and trust God. Okay. Have a great flight. I love you." And I left her, and that was it. So I just thought I
Oh,
was going to share
wow.
this.
Yep.
That these things can happen on the spot. Don't start freaking out. Don't start being anxious. Don't start panicking. There's no need for that. Just be firm and take a minute to get into your internet. Internet is your inside self, and position yourself where you want to be, what you want to see happening, and it's possible for the shift to happen. Thank you, Coach Kemi.
Oh, wow.
I pass
That
back
is
the mic.
beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That is absolutely amazing. I've heard of people who are booked on economy, but they want a business class seat. And they get up and they ask, and they get it. I remember when I was flying back, I think I forgot to book online. I always prefer an aisle seat, not a window, not a middle. It has to be aisle. I don't care where it is, I get it. This time I didn't get it. And I had said, okay, I'll just ask them. And I forgot to ask. I remember, I think I said it here, and only to enter the plane, the 3 seats in the middle aisle were totally empty. And I was in the middle. I said, ah. So I sat down. Only for the person in the aisle he said, "Those 3 seats are free. I think I'm going there." And that was the entire flight. We had not taken off. I just moved to his aisle seat because I said I would get an aisle seat. I kept saying I would get an aisle seat. I didn't know how. It's not our business. And that's how it works. Okay, is that your hand up? Oh, no, that's mine. Okay. All right, I think we can go. I don't think we've ever been this long. Thank you, everybody. Keep practicing this. The way you think now, you created it by practicing it over and over again. Now practice this new bit. Adiola, thank you for being here. Adiola Tiba, thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone. I get what I want. You have already what you want. You're not getting it. You have it already. That's the difference. Okay, peeps. See ya. Bye-bye.